Injured, not playing, but the Spurs got production from Dale Ellis. The three and a foul. It's a 4-point play. But the Warriors would return fire. Latrell Sprewell, outstanding game. Takes Ellis to the goal for two. Warriors up 6 at the break, and Lucas wanted better play, and he would get it from Avery Johnson. The alley-oop to the Admiral. David at 27. Then watch this. This is the highlight of the night. Hardaway on the alley-oop is taken away by Johnson. Start the break the other way, and how about a 45-foot alley-oop to the Admiral? What a terrific play, and Luke was fired up. His team was up 3, but back would come Sprewell. He says, what rookie wall? Banging right through it. Another 3, and he rips cord one more time. 15 in the third, 26 for the game. Warriors up 15, showtime. Hardaway missing the 3, but Chris Gatling with the flush. An easy win for the Warriors against the shorthanded Spurs. They win by 21 in all, just the second loss with Avery Johnson with a bruised calf. But Charles Barkley leading the break. Missed it there, and the Celtics go back the other way. D. Brown will finish it off in transition, and Boston at a 4-point lead. Charles not pleased with himself, so he'll try it again. This time, the dribble behind the back on the X-Man, and the X-Man can't stop him coming down the lane. Celtics, Chris Ford's team down 8 at the break. In the second half, it's more Barkley. Waits for the double, dishes to Danny Ainge. And a perfect 3 from the outside. Next time, Barkley is not doubled, and he takes advantage and takes X to the goal again. 32 points, 12 boards, 9 assists. Picking up the slack for KJ. Marley to Barkley. Behind the back to Chambers, who came off the bench and played very well. Reason to celebrate at the America West Arena, where the Suns are 20-1 as they beat Boston. Knicks on the run early. Ricky Pierce, the steal. Gary Payton gets it back, and Pierce with 2 of his 20. The Bullets will try to stay close. Purvis Ellison, who's had a very good road trip with the 2-hand dunk. He, too, had 20. Sean Kemp was the story on this night, driving, spinning, and slamming. It's a trademark Kemp move. He has 25. Then watch him double team, but finds the open man. It's McKee in the paint for the uncontested dunk. More Sonics. Gary Payton inside. The easy layup won't go in, but Eddie Johnson right there for the follow. One more highlight of Sean Kemp muscling his way inside. Bullets couldn't find anyone to stop him as the Sonics win by 10. Kemp at 25. McKee and Ricky Pierce with 20.
Detroit had an answer, though. Dennis Rodman back after missing more than a month with a calf injury. And Rodman pulled down 12 rebounds in the game. And here's one of them fighting for the board, getting it out to Joe Dumars for the three-pointer. The Pistons trailing by 1 after 1. But then Shaq moving past Lambeer and Rodman gives the Magic a 9-point lead. Final seconds of the first half. Isaiah to Dumars, the fadeaway at the buzzer, and they were tied at the break. In the third quarter, the Pistons coming in on Shaq, but he dishes it out to Skiles. Orlando up 4. Then defensively, Isaiah. Shaq swats it away. Fourth quarter, more Shaq magic. Skiles to the big man. He had 46 points in this game. Stuffs that through for a 2-point Orlando lead. They were up 4 with the ball. Shaq intentionally fouled. He misses 1 of 2 free throws, and then 12 seconds to play. Pistons down 1 until Mark Aguirre threw up the 3 and gave Detroit a 2-point lead. Final seconds now. Nick Anderson to Shaq inside. He is fouled. That tied the game, a chance to win it in regulation, but he can't hit the free throw. They go on into overtime. Dumars sparks the Pistons. He had 39. And they win in OT. Kevin Willis having a tough time getting the ball to go down. He was 8 of 20 from the floor. Mookie Wilson, or Mookie Blaylock, I should say, dribbles his way through and throws it in. 15 points in the first half. Mookie Wilson, boy, we're close to baseball season. Maybe that's what it was. All right, Dominique Wilkins, the shooter's touch, gets the break on the backboard. He had 31 in the game. And then Terry Porter, a long assist to Clyde Drexler, who lays it in. The Blazers started the run, but Dominique lit it up and also dished it out. Kevin Willis comes from nowhere to get 2 of his 20. Rod Strickland helping out with 12 assists for the Blazers here. Mark Bryant with a slam dunk. And the Blazers turn it into a run and dunk contest. Porter to Drexler. Clyde with 29 points. And Dominique could not rally the Hawks, who lose it 105-90. Atlanta scoring just 7. Oh, going at it with the official. This is in the opening quarter. The tie is off, and he's ejected by Jack Neese. Fred Carter taking over, instructing Manute Bol, and whatever he said didn't work. Bol thrown out of the second quarter. 5 technical fouls for the Sixers team in the first half of the game. Kenny Smith driving the lane for 2, getting the Rockets on a 16-4 run, and then getting the ball back for a 3-pointer. He scored 23. Robert Horry with a career high, 29 points, including that slam. And Scott Brooks on a nifty assist to Hakeem Olajuwon, who had 18. The Rockets had a 25-point lead at halftime. and they rolled. They shot a team record 68.5%. The Mavs are so bad on the road, AAA won't carry them as a member. They were in New York Tuesday night. They packed house at the Garden, and New York pretty much did whatever they wanted to. Charles Smith goes right through what should have been defense. The Knicks on a 16-0 run. Meanwhile, the shooting poor for them. Hubert Davis catching fire, playing time because the injury to Rolando Blackman, and the rookie from North Carolina was red hot, hit his first 7 shots at a career-high 18. Meanwhile, for Dallas, Brian Howard, a tough shot. And Bo Kimball got into the game with the Knicks leading by 23. Fakes out Isolino and gets the shot, then the assist to Herb Williams. Garfield Hurd, remembering that he's just the interim guy as the Knicks blew out Dallas. Blue Edwards with a nice pass, but Alvin Robertson doesn't make the slam dunk. Then Edwards on the break doesn't handle the pass. And then watch this, Frank Brakowski to no one. 18 turnovers for Milwaukee. Mike Dunleavy hates when that happens. Tate George, it's contagious. Misses the easy lay, and Chuck Daly had seen enough. Thrown out of the game. The Nets respond well, though. Drazen Petrovic to Derek Coleman, 4 assists for Petro. He does it again as those two hooked up and dominated offensively. Petro, the wraparound. Coleman, 27 points, 16 rebounds. Petrovic had 28. Those two combining for Chicago, trying for its 7th win in 9 games. And Michael making sure they'd get it. First quarter, great move here on the reverse lay-in underneath. Bulls on a 13-4 run. Trent Tucker misses. Scottie Pippen follows with a one-handed stick. Bulls by 10 after 1. Second quarter, shot clock winding down. Look at Michael, his shooting style. Following it in, he hit the 3. 27 points, actually rested in the 4th quarter. Here, Jordan to Pippen, over to Stacey King. A 13-point Bulls lead at the break. Second half, Jordan driving around Mark Eaton, who stands there like a tree trunk and will produce slam. Dunks it. Then Pippen, the high handoff to Jordan, and the Bulls roll over the Jazz. Not close this time. Scottie Pippen added 14. B.J. Armstrong had 15 points. Matchup between Ewing and Alonzo Mourning. And look at Patrick with the reverse slam dunk. Mourning strikes back, going by Ewing with the crossover, the hoop, and some harm. Charles Oakley got to him. 19 first-half points for Mourning. The Hornets up 6. Then David Wingate starts it with defense. Blocks Kendall Gill with a reverse stick. The Hornets up 13. But then their offense kind of went cold. 4th quarter, Doc Rivers takes it away from Mourning, and then some nifty passing from the Knicks. Pat Riley wanted this sharing of the ball. Starks ends up with it and lays it in. And Patrick and Starks take over. Starks dishing to Ewing, running down the left side. And then Starks makes a nice lefty catch off the pass and goes in for the layup. 39 points for John Starks. And when they went to cover him, he looked for Ewing, who had 43 points. Big offensive game for Patrick. 18 of those in the final quarter. Stark also had 13 assists. At it, and Shaq swatting away. Jumbo Mutombo's shot, nice feed from Shaq to Anthony Bowie for Orlando. And then Shaq, another one of those blocks, had 5 of them in the game. Mutombo doesn't get anything there. Magic leading by 3 at halftime. Skiles, 19 assists. Nick Anderson scores 22 points. And off the Anderson miss, Shaq is in the right place for the rebound. And he sticks at 24 points, 18 rebounds. The Magic score the first 16 points of the second half and pull away from struggling Denver. Shaq, by the way, 4 of 7
points in 13 minutes. Story of this game, Miami up front. Grant Long right around and across Bill Laimbeer. The Heat by 18. Then Glenn Rice, 2 of his 33. The game dominated early by Miami. Isaiah Thomas was injured. Then Orlando Woolridge fractured his hand on a backboard going for a block. He's out for a month. But the Pistons hang in there. Mark Aguirre coming back. The 3 there, and how about another one that gets the Pistons within 6? John Sally can't believe his old teammate, but Aguirre puts up another 3. This one missed. Rodman, one of his 17 boards, kicks out to Joe D. A long 3 that Dumars drains. Pistons back in it, but it wasn't close enough as the old teammates say, hi, how you doing? But the Miami Heat win by 4. Detroit has lost. Gar Hurd trying desperately to stop the road losing streak. Wouldn't happen in Cleveland, especially after playing in New York. Then they have to go to Cleveland. Brad Daugherty, Larry Nance, the guys up front, the guys off the bench, everyone with an easy night. Watch a good passing by the Cavs. Price, Wilkins, Daugherty, Price back to Ferry. Ferry, who's getting more minutes, hits the open jumper. Back inside again, Gerald Wilkins. A Jordan-like swoop to the hoop. The Cavs by 19 at the break. And then they step outside. Mark Price for 3. And the Mavs shot down again. They lose by 27. The average for the season is a loss by 17, 37-10. The Suns catch Atlanta on Game 7 of a 7-game road trip. Guess it would be tough. Well, it was tough for Phoenix. No KJ, bruised right calf, out for a second game. And Atlanta starting. Steve Henson, the lead for Dominique, 2 of his 27 points. But the Suns can also dunk. Richard Dumas had an unbelievable game. Bob Weiss was down 19 at the break. And Barkley, who's been passing the ball more with KJ out, gets the steal. Talk about getting your feet under you to set up for a 3. Charles had 25. The Suns led by 23. So Weiss said, let's go for 3s. And Kevin Willis, 5 of 18 shooting 3s all year. Bank open in Phoenix, and one more time, he had 22, and it gets Weiss's team back with an 8. But then the Suns get serious. This is not a shot. It's a pass from Ainge to Dumas, and it was perfect. Then Dumas, watch him work on one of the better defenders, Ogman, and get Stacey up in the air to get the hoop. A career high for Dumas, closing it out with the dunk. 32 points. The emerging star in the league, and Phoenix wins by 12. Dunking competition on Saturday, warming up on Thursday with a lot more people in his way. Sean, 9 of 11, a lot of high percentage shots, including this one with some people in the way. Might try that on Saturday, dunking over some people. Then off the run, it was a 12-point lead, but Sharunas and the Warriors would cut it to 2 against George Karl. But then Derek McKee takes over. Slick baseline move. He had a season-high 30. A lot of easy shots for Seattle. They shoot 56% from the field. Another one from McKee. Then on the defensive end with the denial on Gatling. A good one for George Karl as Seattle hits the break with a victory. 4 Sonics over 20 points. First half, Blazers on the break. Strickland, I don't know what he was doing with that shot, but Mario Elie knows what to do with it afterwards. Blazers by 2 at the break in the second half. Some history. James Worthy goes over the 15,000-point mark in his career. Only the 4th Laker to do that. Lakers had the lead, but Portland comes back. Elie the hoop, and the Blazers are down 2 after 3. But Sam Perkins, a big hoop here. It put the Lakers up 7, but Portland comes back. Drexler with a 3, then Porter with a 3. Randy Funn's team down 2, time running down. They got bad shots in each sequence in the last 2 minutes of the game. Byron, good if it goes, and it doesn't. And Scott's missed jumper helps the Lakers lose by 2. Portland scored the last 7 points of the game, beating LA for the first time this year.
John Lucas running the show. The 76ers visiting Texas. And Hersey Hawkins trying to help his team out. He had 15 in the first half, 33 in the game. Here comes Avery Johnson, the left-hander in traffic for San Antonio. Closing seconds of the first half, Tim Perry goes all the way. 14 points and 11 boards. The Sixers led the Spurs by 1 at halftime. But then Dale Ellis throws up the 3-ball. And then the 3-ball side pocket. 14 points in the 4th quarter. Another 3-ball. He ran the table. 4 3-pointers in the final quarter. 24 points in the game. And under Lucas, the Spurs are 24-4 and 15 straight at home All-Stars in Sunday's game. They do have Danny Shays, whose father, Dolph, was an 11-time All-Star. Danny with 13 points in this game. Second half, he swats All-Star Karl Malone's shot away. 2 block shots for Shays. But the other All-Star for Utah, Stockton, getting it done. And then Karl Malone gets into the act. 10 of 17 from the floor. Stockton getting it to Karl. 3rd in the league in field goal percentage. And that's a good percentage shot. He had 26 points in this game as Utah blows away Milwaukee. Stockton also 11 assists now, needs just 5 more. Hakeem Olajuwon to the rookie, Robert Horry, the hoop, and a foul. And then Kenny Smith to the big guy, Hakeem. The Rockets led by 11. Second quarter was a Bermuda Triangle for the Celtics shooters. Robert Parrish, the air ball. He only had 3 points in the game. Ala Abdel-Nabi couldn't get it to go. And then he misses 3 times on this sequence. 3 of 12 from the floor in the game, and a miserable second quarter. Houston up 16 as you see what the Celtics did. And this, an outstanding shot, Sherman Douglas, but it did not count. Rockets keep clicking. Scott Brooks, the high handoff to Robert Horry, who had 13. The Rockets beat the stuffing out of the Celtics. 119-84. Carl Herrera had 18.
Downtown in Minneapolis, and things did start well for Sacramento. Anthony Bonner, the rebound, the putback. Kings by 2, but Christian Laettner had a good game. A nice feed there to Doug West for the hoop. Wolves by 6. Sacramento answers. Spud the drive, the dish to Randy Brown for the jumper. Kings within 3, but Chuck Person hit some shots down the stretch, including that one. Laettner had 28 points, 16 boards, a team record 18 freebies as the T-Wolves win by 7.